Hi there, and welcome everyone to today's session, Study Engineering in Germany and in Europe. So, let me first of all introduce myself. My name is Gesa Heim, and I hold an MSc in Higher Education and Science Management. I am specialized in German and European higher education since over 15 years, and I'm a senior expert here in the YUF team. I'm based in Berlin, Germany. Very sunny and very hot today. And I'm very, very happy to talk to you, actually. So this talk will have 3 parts. In the first part, I'll introduce the wonderful YUF tool to you. In the second part, I'm going to share some details about studying engineering in Europe, the specialities, something you have to think about, the approaches. And then I'm going to close with a few slides on our magical mobile app assistant, with which you can find the perfect study path to your destination in Europe. This will take something like 30-35 minutes. I will not be able to answer questions in the chat while I'm talking, of course, but we'll have plenty of time, mainly 20-25 minutes after the chat, to clarify all of your questions, which you can post in the Q&A session. Okay, so my first and most noble task is it, first of all, to convince you that it's a very good idea to study in Europe. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, and more countries. Unlike other countries, these countries do not distinguish between local and international students when it comes to education and tuition fees. Countries like Germany, Switzerland, Austria, but also Italy, offer scholarships to students based on their financial background as well as their educational acumen. There are hundreds of different types of scholarships available with most institutions. So let me introduce a few of these countries, the most important ones, let me say a bit. First of all, Germany. In Germany, you have low or no tuition fees, neither for domestic nor for international students. We have hundreds of top-ranked universities and quite affordable living costs. They are rising like everywhere in Europe, but compared to other countries, they are still quite affordable. We have lots of study programs at our universities taught in English, especially at the master's level, and great job opportunities for international students and graduates. There are high chances of settling after completing education. We offer internationally recognized degrees, travels to all of Europe on a student visa if you like and have the time and the money, and the possibility to become part of a diverse community. Now let's move to our beloved neighbors, Austria first. You can find highly specialized study programs in English language, which are offered to international students, and the quality of life is high in Austria. There's a high level of social security, and universities promote student participation in sport and recreational activities. And most of the country from its landscape is very, very beautiful. So that means skiing, it means swimming, it means mountain hiking, it means a lot of very, very beautiful things. It is known to be one of the most livable countries in the world, or in Europe, let's say, which is quite considerable, I think, and it is an affordable study destination, just like Germany. Now moving to Switzerland, it's known as one of the safest countries in the world. It offers excellent study programs at affordable costs to international students. Sharing its borders with 5 other countries, it is a traveler's paradise. Swiss scientists are held in high demand all over the world, and the country has a very, very famous and well-known penchant for efficiency, which is well reflected in its transportation and all public access systems. Maybe you have heard about the Swiss watches. They are as exact as any watch could be and have a big tradition, of course. The country is as diverse as the people in this country. So these are only 3 countries, and you have many more at hand. So we know that once you try to find your destination to study abroad, you face many challenges, right? How can I find the right program for me? Where and how do I submit my application documents? What are all the documents required? Where do I get my attestations done? And what are the next steps to take before I can actually start to study abroad? For example, I have to apply for a visa. What kind of questions will they ask me in the visa interviews? The good news is that we can assist you. Who we are a professional recruitment and higher education consulting team with years of experience in recruitment for the European and worldwide higher education sector. We offer experience not just in recruitment, but also in visa processing, accommodation assistance, and scholarship consultation. We are committed to providing you assistance from start to end in every aspect of your university admission. Application submission, coordination of the process with the university, visa support, accommodation projects during your studies, and many more features. Now you might ask yourself, how do we do this? We develop for you what we call the perfect triangle: predict, support, succeed. Predict. We predict the admission probability with our unique artificial intelligence-based app Assisted, relying on data from previously admitted students in 500 plus universities. Support, with personal guidance by our expert team through the jungle of application to universities that offer scholarships and free education. It can be a lot more difficult to apply to universities that do not charge tuition fees, simply because they don't have that much service staff and they don't have that many recruiters and consultants and advisors within the university. So they rely on external expertise, or you would better rely on external expertise to get there. Succeed and enroll in one of Europe's excellent academic environments and benefit from high-quality higher education with accredited world-class universities, top-quality living conditions, and very positive prospects for your future career and life. Now I'm going to explain you these steps a bit more in detail. Now, what about this prediction? It's actually the heart, the core of what we develop for you. We take information from past data in our vast database and compare your profile, your academic profile, with the variables to find a match which helps us predict your admission chances to the universities of your choice with ease. YUF structures the available information for you in clear lists where you can easily get an overview, compare, mark, and manage your favorite options, and directly ask us to assist you with your application. In a second step, we suggest options to you with a high individual chance of admission to a university that exactly matches your profile. No other platform or agency is able to offer this service to you. Our AI-powered system ensures that you are supported. You find the probability of admission to your chosen universities with really minimum effort. And that's information that's nowhere displayed, right? You can't find it in the internet. You get access to our panel of assisted experts who provide end-to-end support for all your application activities. You don't miss out on important deadlines, information, and know-how relevant to the admission process. Succeed and get admission to one of your top choice universities in Europe. Get assistance on visa support activities like visa submission documents, interview questions, and so on. And we assist you in getting all the information you need on accommodation facilities in your host country. It doesn't stop there. We even help you to find quality project and internship opportunities, and I'm going to explain you more about it in the last part, with top institutions and companies in Europe. If you like, you are cordially invited to become part of our network once you are admitted to a European university. Consult fellow students about your keys to success and keep in touch with us and become part of our diverse community. It sounds good, doesn't it? So the summary. You download the assisted mobile app and choose the YUF feature and type in your truthful academic profile. If it's not the truth, then it doesn't help, because then we can match you with universities that maybe do not match with you and maybe do not meet the requirements. So I recommend you to be completely honest about everything. Choose your country or the countries where you could imagine to go to, choose your courses that you would like to study, and we calculate or predict the admission probability for you. Then you make a decision. Okay, I can apply on my own. I read the websites. It's very clear. It's very easy. I'll do that myself. You opt out, and that's no problem. This service is absolutely free of charge for you. Or you make the decision that you would like to apply via YUF with the support of YUF. And we help you to file your perfect application, to send it in time and in the right quality with all the right attestations and so on to the universities of your choice. And then you get the admission letter. Once you have the admission letter, if you like, these are all opt-in, opt-out services. You can take our services to prepare your study visa. The accommodation service, it's always very difficult. It can be very difficult in European cities to find accommodation as an international student. So there we can support you and facilitate. And you can, as I said, join our student network and become part of our International Students in Europe community. If that sounded good to you, I'm very happy. And today's focus about what you can study in Europe, we always feature different topics. Today it is about engineering. So let me have a little bit of coffee. And continue. So why should you study engineering in Europe? Engineering education, is always linked to industry in Europe, leading to real-time exposure. Get educated from top-ranked public universities in Europe with double degrees, scholarships, internships, and a lot more. You find 100% practically oriented education. It's, of course, a high academic standard, but always linked to practical experience, hands-on experience that you can later use in your life, whether you stay in Europe, you go back home to your home country, or you choose to go to a third country. We offer world-recognized degrees which will open to you a variety of career opportunities in either your home country or in many other countries. Engineering graduates can mix and match from numerous specialist areas of engineering in a way that most interests them, giving the degree a lot of variability. So sometimes you choose engineering, especially if you do your master's, and you choose the specialization with it. And sometimes you have more open and more wider degrees, master's degrees, and within the degree, you can specialize. So I'm not going to read out all of these options to you, just going to give you a second to browse through this. We have civil engineering, information technology engineering, electrical instrumentation engineering, electronics and communication engineering, but of course also these directions, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, and so on. So a lot of specializations, but also I would like to draw your attention to related disciplines like maybe pure sciences, biochemistry, and so on, where you also find great study options and opportunities. These degrees are often offered in also from polytechnical universities, universities of applied sciences. And all of these universities of applied sciences and polytechnics are entitled, or most of them, to award master's degrees. So do not worry. You do not need to find a university or technical university. You can look out for universities of applied sciences alike. The quality of education, of engineering education in most European countries is high. There are world-leading universities with top facilities and with long-standing tradition, close associations with the companies, up to in-house activities on the campuses, creative and research centers, funding from the government, inspirational teaching by very qualified professors, practical-oriented learning, and a lot more. When it comes to accreditations, the majority of the universities on our panel are triple-crowned, AACSB, AMBA, and EQUIS, or have other accreditations by equally recognized bodies, ensuring that only the best-in-class education is provided to the students. So you can be sure we put the limits high, within the university's offers that we offer you in YUF, there will only be very serious public universities that offer very high quality degrees to you. High quality of teaching and learning in Europe is constantly monitored by the European higher education area created through the so-called Bologna process, which ensures the comparability and compatibility of the educational systems in Europe. Universities follow the so-called ECTS system, which makes their education recognized across the globe. So within all the European higher education area, you find the same educational standards and even the same, let's say, currency of credit points to count. So this is also an advantage because it also gives you the possibility to move within Europe within a degree. For example, if you study in Germany, you might have the option to do an exchange semester in Austria, in France, in Spain, in Portugal, or in many other countries, which is also an add-on for European higher education. Now about innovation and research. The high quality of higher education institutions is well known to potential employers, and almost all the companies are closely associated with universities, which in turn complements the placement of students during their studies. Students get ample opportunities to network and meet a whole range of interesting business people or professionals within their chosen industry, which is guaranteed to help them gain more knowledge and enhances their career prospects. Innovation and research is given high priority in European countries, with universities encouraging their students to come up with new and unique ideas inspired by their course curriculum. The students get sufficient support in terms of infrastructure and funding and get an opportunity to think out of the box and develop realistic and implementable solutions instead of simple textual learning. You know, you have practical competitions, you can win prizes, you have idea labs and incubators and so on. So this has become really, really big in many European universities and European universities of applied sciences. So the top 10 universities for engineering in Europe, including the UK, because it's still on the European continent, although via Brexit they left the European Union. ETH, Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Switzerland, the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne in Switzerland, Technical University of Munich in Germany, Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands, KU Leuven in Belgium, KTH in Sweden, RWTH in Aachen in Germany, Cambridge University, Oxford University, and the Imperial College, all of them located in the UK. But don't be shy to apply also to completely other destinations, to little cities that you have never heard of, to universities of applied sciences that have here an excellent local reputation. These are the top 10 universities if you had for engineering studies. But there is such a big demand and need for engineers here in Europe that you do not need to be a graduate of one of the top 10 universities. You can be a graduate of any university with a decent curriculum on our panel, and you will always have excellent job chances. This is what I can not guarantee, but at least promise you. Okay. Now, the last part, only a few more slides. I'm going to give you an impression about the whole picture of what the assisted ed can give you and how it brings the right steps to you for you to start your study abroad in Europe. So the assisted mobile app, I hope you were able to download it. It's a lot more than just another student app. We hope it's going to be the world's #1 mobile app for international higher education in Europe. Again, you find 3 groups of users, one of our magical triangles. Students who are looking to study overseas for their higher education can use the app for searching and applying to top universities, getting virtual counseling, participate in discussion forums, get information and support for visa processing, projects, accommodation, and many more things. And by the way, if you take the YUF feature, this is one feature of the assisted mobile app, you will find access and the choice to all the universities and universities of applied sciences that offer courses free of charge, free of tuition fees. The assisted mobile app contains all the study options, including tuition fees and so on. So many more countries, many more options, and many more connections, of course. So we connect students with educational experts that get access to an active student community and guide them for the higher education needs. And we connect them also, of course, to educators who can register their university here and promote study programs. But by our artificial intelligence tool, it is also important to mention that we do not have only universities on display that actively advertise for themselves, but many universities are listed because we simply work together with them in the background and we collected information from them. And exactly, so there's a wide range of universities. It's not only those who actively registered at the platform. The process flow is quite easy. You download the app, which is available for both iOS and Android from the App Store or the Google Play Store, and create your profile, an attractive but honest profile with all your information that will support your search and enable us to find the best matching study program for you. Then you can search through our wide range of university options using multiple filters to find your best choice. And there's a lot of other things to do to join virtual events, read up on news articles, search for good housing options, or book a personal appointment for counseling. And of course, if you like, you can also share the app with your friends. Maybe you are looking out to go to Europe, to head to Europe with a group of friends or relatives. That's also a very good idea to do these efforts together. The search engine is one of the best, I think, because it enables you to compare universities from different countries according to their quality and the suitable match that they have for you. Because maybe for you, it is very easy to get admission to 2 schools in Austria, 1 in Italy and 1 in Germany, but it's almost impossible to find that out in the internet because normally you find national pages or platforms that do not really compare the options between the universities. In our search engine, you get all the details of the universities in the same format. You can filter your search based on country, study programs, tuition fees, language of instruction, and, which I'm very, very often asked in the Q&A session, yes, you can also filter according to the language requirements. So you can filter, no, I only want to display universities that do not have an IELTS language requirement. Imagine, this is possible. No tuition fees, no IELTS language requirement. Find it with us in Germany. Anyways, if you're confused between 2 or more schools, the compare feature will help you to become more clear about it. And the universities will be sure to display all of the details that you need to know. It will be all the same quality, so you don't need to browse for hours and compare difficult to find information at university websites. Sounds great, right? I think I mentioned almost all of these points: events, housing, accommodation. Maybe the project and internship point is very interesting here, because by our cooperation partners, we are connected to Europe's #1 internship portal, Praxis. So if you apply to the university of your destination via assisted mobile app, you'll also have access to our Praxis internship portal and get an exposure to an international work experience or project during your studies. So this is something that you could only do during your studies. There are chats and forums, and of course, you can also say, okay, I'm located here and here. Actually, I have a better feeling to be connected with a real person. I want a real agent who clarifies the conditions to me and so on. This is also one feature of our app. But we believe that with the drastic increase in online services, it's now essential to have virtual options for communication and higher education. And with the assisted expert feature, you get the opportunity to connect with an international education expert with years of experience and knowledge in the European higher education sector who can guide you in each and every aspect of your European university admission process. So you're just one fingertip away from one of our excellently trained higher educational experts. For scholarships. Scholarships in the form of full or partial tuition fee waivers are the most common international scholarships offered by universities and are usually in the academic category. Tuition fee scholarships are the next best thing to fully funded scholarship in the sense that a good portion of your study cost is already covered. If you download the assisted mobile app, register, apply and submit your application to the university via assisted, you can also browse through the wide range of scholarship options available for different countries and locate the option that best suits your profile. And additionally, you can choose to talk to our assisted experts who are fully equipped to guide you with the procedures, and support you through the process. Maybe one important remark about scholarships. Tuition fee waivers in the sort of tuition fee free studies can be available, as I said, in many countries like Austria, Germany, Switzerland. But also in other countries like Italy and France, you can find tuition fee waivers in the form of a scholarship. In all of these countries, you have governmental and non-governmental agencies that fund international talented and gifted students, high potential students, with scholarships for the living expenses. Partial scholarships for boarding, for example, for a room on campus, and so on, many different varieties. It is important to realize with the application to the university, you do not automatically normally apply to a scholarship. You always need a second application to the scholarship institution. So even if the scholarship is issued by the university where you're going to, you always need a second application because you need other documents, you need a completely different letter of motivation and so on. So please, the information is stated in the information material in the app, but it might sometimes not be possible to identify all the scholarship options that you would have. So please, once you decide for a country and for universities, do use this expert feature, do contact us via the button and ask for scholarship consultation and possibilities. Because sometimes the experts, they know more than we can actually, for technical reasons, display in the app. Accommodation, another triangle between accommodation providers, you as students, as future students who look for accommodations, and our experts who have experience in where to place students best, where the best students' dorms are, where if you go to KU Leuven near Brussels in Belgium, you should stay, whether it's a good idea to commute from Brussels because accommodation is cheaper. All of the questions like that. We know the places, we know the universities very well, and we will help you to find a good accommodation, which is, according to statistics and also according to our work experience, one of the most important questions that students have once they get their visa. They go like, okay, where will I live? This is a very, very crucial question, and we can very easily help you with that. Visa support, even before accommodation comes to visa application, right? Whether for higher education or internships, the assisted mobile app offers services to all your visa-related requirements from A to Z. Get all the information from visa procedures to documents, interviews, and more. Talk to our experts virtually and get step-by-step assistance. Which type of visa do I need? How do I apply? Where do I have to apply? I have many consulates in my country, or I don't have any consulate in my country. What should I do? What are the documents needed? How can I crack this visa interview? Is there do's and don'ts, things that I should say, that I shouldn't say? And what kind of insurance do I need? These guys from the university didn't really inform me about that. All of these questions, you do not have to worry about them. We have dealt with them literally a million times, so I think we can answer all of them. And one little remark concerning the visa support service. We can act on your behalf or help you only if you have an invitation from Europe. So that's in the case when you have an internship, you have a work contract, or you have an admission from a university. We can't get you invitations. Okay? Just to keep in mind. So I think that's about it. I'm closing the circle between your Unifinder, which is a feature of this all-over assisted mobile app. YUF, your Unifinder, offers an artificial intelligence-powered system that ensures that you do not wonder about the possibilities of admission, but get a definite picture as to which specific universities you are eligible and how you can proceed with the admission process. Predict. We analyze the data of next to 500 plus higher education institutions to predict to which universities you are likely to be admitted with your personal qualification record. Support. YUF supports you throughout the application process and makes sure that your application reaches the university of your choice in time and in the right quality. Succeed and with YUF enroll in one of Europe's excellent academic environments and benefit from high-quality higher education, living conditions, and very positive prospects on your future career and life. Sounds great, doesn't it? It is great. So find us if you couldn't download the app for technical reasons right now. You can find us on the internet, assisteduapp.com, yourunifinder.com/YUF. You can also share the app. You can ask your questions now. We have almost half an hour time. Thank you very much for listening. A good journey for you to Europe. And maybe one remark concerning the questions. I know that some of you in these sessions have very, very specialized questions about study programs, recognition of credits, and so on. I'll try to answer these questions as good as I can. But sometimes they are too detailed or, let's say, too personally related to your academic qualifications so that I couldn't, without further research, spontaneously answer the question completely. In that case, you can contact the team via the app, but also directly via email after the session. My team is going to put everything you need, all the information, contact details into the chat. So also if you are yet not decided what you want to ask or are not sure how to formulate it, we are there for you 24/7. You can always ask your questions, but now there's the opportunity, because I'm here, I have my coffee, I have time for you to ask everything you'd like to know about studying in Europe. Thank you very much. I kind of have the feeling that I clarified all of your questions. Did I? If not, you are more than welcome to type your questions. Maybe I'll give you a few minutes to think about them. As I said, I'm here. And if you can think about any question, then please type them in the chat. Okay, you don't actually need to be shy. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to switch off my camera. I'm still here for you. I suggest I'd stay another, let's say, 5 minutes, in case you find something that you could ask me. Okay. I think I gave you enough time to find your questions. If you're happy like this and all of your questions were answered already during the presentation, that's also very fine. I don't want you to insist like a school teacher on you asking questions. So thank you very, very much for listening. Good luck for your journey to Europe. I hope that our features that we introduced today, the YUF feature and the assisted mobile app, will be of great help to you on your way to Europe. We'll be happy to welcome you here one day soon. And we have a last video for you to play before we close. Thank you very, very much for your attention and all the best for you.